You are now entering another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of critical thinking. A journey to a wondrous land with boundaries that of clarification. Your next stop, the Sanity Zone.
So, you're a philosopher?
Yes. 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 I think very deeply. I think very deeply. I think very deeply. I think very deeply.
In about 4 seconds, a teacher will begin to speak.
Open weight numbers in the house. The house. Open weight numbers in the house. The house. Open weight numbers in the house. Numbers in the house. Open weight numbers in the house.
All right, you're listening to breaking news. Absolutely breaking the news with Harry, aka The Brave, on WNHHLP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio. All right, happy Monday. If Mondays can be happy. So, hopefully everyone had a wonderful weekend. I hope my wife is feeling better. She's home with the flu. Love you, babe. Let's see. Should I just jump in or should I go? Well, let me talk about the conversation right now that I had with the Cannabis Corner people as they exited. We were talking about, the candidates. They were asking me how many Democrats do I think are gonna jump in? I told them anywhere from 20 to 30, right? Gonna jump into the race. Klobuchar is the one who recently just jumped in, the senator from Minneapolis, right? Minnesota. She did it in the snow. She looked like she was in a blizzard. And you're starting to hear, as soon as people, come out for president, you start hearing stuff about them, right? So supposedly she treats her staff bad, right? And supposedly she's thrown office supplies at staff who she feels aren't working hard enough or listening to her. So supposedly, I mean, I don't know. When I think office supplies, I'm not thinking of, a piece of paper that just flutters to the ground. I'm thinking a stapler or something, throwing it clear across the room or something. But anyway, so Harry Reid, the former majority leader of the Senate, he came out and criticized her for how she treats her staff. So there has to be some truth to it. She says she's just a hard boss. She's a tough boss. That she expects the best from everyone. So imagine that, people. You're out there, and this is the total hypocrisy, right? So I had that conversation about Klobuchar earlier today, and I won't mention names, but somebody here in the office said, she's a tough boss. You don't think Trump's a tough boss? You've never heard Trump throwing stuff at people. Okay, so in order to justify the bad behavior of Democrats, they always try to stick it on Trump, right? So the lieutenant governor of Virginia, right? He's having an issue with women, and now a second woman has come out, right? And in order to justify, I said, why hasn't he quit, or why haven't they taken him out? Which they're backing off of the impeachment talks right now. So, and they go, well, here they go, yeah, how about Trump? He's still president. How about what he did to women? What did he do to women? What criminal act did he do to women? What criminal act? Where's the proof of any criminal act? Right? So this is the thing about the Democrats. Now, on the Democrat side, a woman must be believed, regardless if she's lying. She must be believed. Which I'm not saying that this lady is lying or anything. But according to the Democrats, according to their standards, every woman must be believed. So he should be gone. And now a second woman comes out and says he did the same thing. He should be gone, right? According to your standards, there's no such thing as due process for Democrats. So he should be gone. But they go, instead, the people here go, how about what Trump has done to women? Go, wait, so what has Trump done to women? What allegation are you talking about? And they have no idea what they're talking about. They have no clue. Oh, how about the video that he was caught on NBC saying that he grabs women? And I said, oh, wait a minute. So, a video of Trump saying stuff to a buddy on a bus where he didn't know he was being recorded, which I guarantee, I know people, Democrats, I know family members who hate Trump for stuff that I heard them do. For bragging about stuff I know they're exaggerating about when it comes to women and stuff. And it's called locker room talk, or that's what they coined it, locker room talk. But men have done this for years. They've done it for as long as I know. As soon as you start getting into girls, men start exaggerating about their relationship with girls, what they do with girls, what the girl lets them do. Right? So they want to take locker room talk, for lack of a better phrase, by Trump, who he's talking junk on the bus, and when he gets off the bus, he air kisses the lady that they're about to meet. So he doesn't react. His actions never get to the point of his words. So this is the thing with Democrats. The hypocrisy is just incredible. So, for the lieutenant governor, how about Trump? No such thing as what he's accused of with Trump. And this is the thing. And then you have the governor himself, the blackface governor. Right? He paints himself blackface. Well, we assume he painted himself blackface, right? Because maybe he just didn't want to take credit for being in the Ku Klux Klan outfit. That could be it too, right? He feels he's probably safer copping to blackface and saying it was a dumb idea, compared to being in the hood, right? So it's insane. So he's still there. And actually, he came out and he said, I gotta laugh at the Democrats because you're special. He came out and he said, what better person to help heal the people of Virginia than a doctor? Because he's a doctor. So what better person than him, a doctor, to help heal the people of Virginia? That doctor who wants to leave a baby die on the table after being delivered. So what better person than that doctor to help heal you? That guy will let you die on the table if he thinks you could talk against him. All right, so there you go. So my conversation with the people from Cannabis Corner was about the 30 or so candidates that are going to be on the Democrat side and whether I think they're quality candidates, right? So Klobuchar is throwing staplers at her staff. Elizabeth Warren came out and announced she's running for president, and she asked for transparency. Elizabeth Warren asked for transparency. Elizabeth Warren, who's been pretending to be a Native American for her whole adult life, is asking for transparency. Elizabeth Warren, who put us through that DNA test to mask the fact that she's not Native American, is asking for transparency. This is what I mean about the Democrats. They look you in the face and lie, and they expect you to be stupid enough to overlook what they did and listen to just what they're saying. That is normal behavior for Democrats. So, here in the office, I hear, well, you got to give it to us. We're not completely hypocrites because we think that what the governor in Virginia did is horrible, or well, what the lieutenant governor is being accused of is horrible, right? Or the attorney general is horrible wearing blackface too, right? And then lying about it, and then telling the attorney general says the governor has to leave because of blackface. Then it takes a weekend for him to say, hey, I did blackface too, and I'm not going anywhere. That is classic Democrat behavior. Right? So, but the people here go, see, we're against them. We're against all of them. And so you got to give us that we're angry at them. And I say, are you angry enough to want the fourth in line, which is a Republican, the Speaker of the House of Virginia? Are you mad enough to want them to step down and have the Republican take over? And that's where they put the brakes. They pump their brakes really fast. No, we don't want the Republicans to take over. Classic Democrat behavior. Right? They put their politics over their morality. Classic Democrat behavior. Yet they stand on that pedestal in quicksand and call it their moral high ground as they sink. So, let me take, listening to breaking news, absolutely breaking the news with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave, on WNHH LP 103.5 FM. Take a quick music break, and I'll be right back.
Take shots till you tired and you shoot some thorn. Bang, bang. Get 'em. They fool around till you fuck around and do something torn. Better chill, man. From my block to your block, everybody shooting. They are. Hey. Don't walk around, we're gonna walk around and do something to you. And there's, listen. As a dark turned light, my day started like a margin. Jumping straight out of bed, cause I heard a gun sparking. Started alarming my peoples, waking them up. When I heard 2 shots from a window, but bugging matters. To make it simple, go by my window with shots. I bust 3 times, somebody said, you want your back hot? I couldn't focus, eyes loaded with cold. A car pulled off real slow, doing about 5 or more. I started flipping, disrespecting my house. Snatch about to start bugging, started hugging my spouse. I had to be out, no doubt. Investigator who was watching me, see who was plotting on me and why they was busting shots at me. In my crib had a balcony, I would've hit one and I would've ripped them. Cause my eagle flies straight for victims, I'm still flipping. Left out my crib with the fury. These crazy again, I'm dead, I'm in a hurry. Take shots till you tired and you shoot some thorn. Get 'em. Walk it around till you fuck around and do something torn. Better chill, man. From my block to your block, everybody shooting. They are. Hey. Don't fuck around, we're gonna fuck around and do something to you. And there's. Shorty hard rock, he died hard with a vengeance. He got guns, he used it with good intentions. Like, you power forward, he back you down. If it's about the wife or kids, it's at your crown. Clearly, no debating, he don't host to the toast. Quicker to get it shaking, he be hoping you don't do nothing stupid. Biggie Smalls, give me the loot. You ain't got the drop, you shot, could be a nuisance. Truth is, shot go from big to small. show respect round here, cause it's the law. Either y'all innocent bystander, the one involved, or you the one involved. It's big enough and make him somersault. Cold nights when the gun is warm. Early morning in the thunderstorm. No gimmick form like Voltron. Welcome y'all to come along. We hustle hard all winter. We taking summer.
You listening to Breaking News with me, Harry, aka The Break. Oh yeah. All right, come on, let's do this. All right, I'm gonna do what I've been doing the last few shows. I'm gonna start by going to non-political articles, and we'll go from there. Try to get to non-political stories in. All right, so this is from the Smithsonian.com. Artificial intelligence study of human genome finds unknown human ancestor. The genetic footprint of a ghost population may match that of a Neanderthal and Denisovan hybrid fossil found in Siberia. Can the minds of machines teach us something new about what it means to be human? When it comes to the intricate story of our species' complex origins and evolution, it appears that they can. A recent study used machine learning technology to analyze 8 leading models of human origins and evolution, and the program identified evidence of the human genome of a ghost population of human ancestors. The analysis suggests that a previously unknown and long existent group of hominins, interbred with Homo sapiens in Asia and Oceania, somewhere along the long, winding road of human evolutionary history, leaving behind only fragmented traces in modern human DNA. Woo! So, there you go. Already one of the benefits of AI, artificial intelligence, right? So it's going deep into, our DNA, the human genome, and they're finding that we do have a missing link somewhere. Yeah. So, all right, let's move on to another one here. Okay, look, Target changed its app after an investigation found prices went up for shoppers. This is from the Business Insider, by the way. Went up for shoppers using it in stores, but it hasn't changed the practice. Right? So what Target did is, you know how you see sales on the apps? So the Target app, they'll show you sales. But when you walk into the stores, the prices go up, right? So they were baiting and switching you. Real nice, Target. All right, here goes an interesting one. Let's see. Let me get to the J-Lo one first. Not sure if we're going to have the audio for this, but this is Smokey Robinson, because there was a lot of people criticizing J-Lo, right? They was criticizing J-Lo because she was going to do a tribute, a Motown tribute. And for some reason, people like to hate on J-Lo. And I'm sure J-Lo's used to this. She grew up in New York. You're pretty and you go to school. You got to learn how to fight. You get picked on. So the other girls hate. They don't tolerate. So Smokey Robinson came to her defense and said it was pretty stupid of people. But let's listen to see if I have the audio.
Jennifer Lopez is doing the Motown tribute.
I'm doing it with her.
You are doing it with her.
Yes, I am.
So why is everyone upset that Jennifer Lopez is doing it?
I don't think anyone who is intelligent is upset. I think everybody who's upset is stupid.
Why is she right for the tribute?
Pardon me?
Why is she right to do the Motown tribute?
Hey, man, Motown was music for everybody. Everybody. You know what I mean? So that just says that Jennifer Lopez growing up in her Hispanic neighborhood, wherever she was,
In the Bronx.
yeah, loved Motown. How can we beat that? Who's stupid enough to protest Jennifer Lopez doing something for Motown?
And there you go. Who is stupid enough to think that J-Lo is somehow, this appropriation, this feeling that keeps going around in circles, of you appropriate this, you appropriate that. Look, we're human beings. We learn from each other. We take from each other. We borrow from each other. We're human beings. You can't go, and here I go, gonna make a statement. Okay, you can't go from people treating you less than human, like trash, and then want to treat people the same way. Right? So this behavior of wanting to have people bow down to you, not appreciate you. Appreciation is, this is J-Lo doing a tribute is appreciation. J-Lo doing a tribute is her paying a compliment. It's not her stealing anything, because you can't steal from human beings. You learn from human beings. We're constantly learning, and that's how we move forward. We evolve. We move upwards, not backwards, right? So you have to stop. It's a form of racism to think that you're more special than anybody else, especially when you're looking at other races or cultures. You're thinking you can't do that because I did it, not ever knowing the history of the person you're criticizing, as if J-Lo doesn't have African blood or Indian blood in her system, as if her ancestors didn't suffer along with everyone else. Thinking somebody's stealing from you is ignorant. It's what the slave owners did in not wanting to teach the slaves to read, wanting to keep them down, wanting them to think that they were less than. Be better. Be a better version of yourself. Stop looking at people as something other than you, something less than you. We're connected by way more than how the color we are. We're made of the same stuff. And you can't want that respect and then not give that respect. And there you go, my 2 cents. Now let's move on to the next one. And here we go. I say that, and then this is a pretty good article of Perez Hilton on PerezHilton.com. Jimmy Kimmel and Julianne Hough and more celebs who've gotten in trouble for doing blackface. Not really. Their careers haven't suffered or anything. Nobody did anything to them because, they're celebrities and they're on the left. They bleed Democrat blue. So you kind of have to forgive them, right? Because they're Democrats and they're going to give you something. And therefore giving you free stuff. Of course, you know, their hands are in their pockets covering their money. But they're for giving you free stuff paid by other people. Hey, but let's just look. This article is good if you want to read it. But I'll scroll through the pictures so you can see everyone who's done it. Jimmy Kimmel did it. Jimmy Kimmel not only did it. This is when he was impersonating Karl Malone. And when I say I'm scrolling, for people only listening on the radio, go to New Haven Independence Facebook page or at WNHHLP on Twitter, and you can see the articles I have up and the pictures I have up, so you could follow along, or you could go afterwards if you don't have access to the internet right now, or you only have access to your radio. Just my show lives on the New Haven Independence Facebook page. I have a playlist there. You can see all of my shows. It's the New Haven Independent Facebook page. So check us out there. Or like I said, go to Twitter and look us up there at WNHHLP. All right, so Jimmy Kimmel not only did the blackface, right? He did it a lot worse. He should have, look, by the standards of today, Jimmy Kimmel should not be working. He was making fun of Karl Malone. He made Karl Malone look like a dummy. Exactly what they used to do before. He was making fun of the intellect of this black man, and he got away with it. Just saying. Then you have Jimmy Fallon, who, when he was on Saturday Night Live, he used to do a skit that he was Chris Rock. This one, kind of, you decide. Same thing with Billy Crystal. I think it was that Oscar show where he pretended to be Sammy Davis Jr. Right? So, and then you have Julianne Hough, who's, I don't even understand this, when she was pretending to be Crazy Eyes from Orange is the New Black. Idiot, see? Sarah Silverman, who the picture looks disgusting. I don't want to take it out of context because I don't even know what her show was, but it was dumb to do it. Looks horrible. And then you have more. So just scroll through it. Joy Behar, Ted Danson, another one that looks disgusting because it mimics what they used to do in the old days. So it's just horrible. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. I know I didn't read that article. Maybe I should have for the people on the radio. Maybe I should. Let me see. Quickly. We'd all like to think blackface is a thing of the past, but up until a few years ago, the act of darkening one's skin to appear black for general mockery, Halloween costumes, or even sketch comedy went wildly unscathed. There you go. So I'm going to take a quick music break, and I'll be right back. You're listening to Breaking News on WNHHLP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio.
The way I'm touching on you, oh yeah. Put your body on me. My hands are on your shoulder. Let's finish what we started. I can't wait to touch your body. I can't wait to touch your body. And we ain't gotta tell nobody. I can't wait to touch your body. Kiss me and make me believe that this moment we're in, it ain't just pretend that we're making love. Pretend that we're making love. Yeah. Started with a whisper in the ear. How the hell we end up on the this. Now I got you body on lip. I'm gripping on your hip while you're telling me to beat it up. Move fast, bend over backwards. I'm your daddy, I'm your pastor. From the bed, now we wet up in the shower. She need about a second, I'ma take about an hour. I'm touching on you, oh yeah. Put your body on me. My hands are on your shoulder. Let's finish what we started. I can't wait to touch your body. I can't wait to touch your body. And we ain't gotta tell nobody. I can't wait to touch your body.
Roll a couple L's, light it up, baby, blaze up. Body so good, you can have my first one. I can take you down tonight. Hold you to the morning light. Go another round, this is round 3. Couple more blows, knock you right around 3. Love how you sleep. Spin around, arch your back for me. Storm is coming around, let it rain on me. Moaning loud, say I'm daddy. Exhale now, like with me. Feel me go deep, ooh, ah. Both our bodies, ooh, side. Love the Kama Sutra.
When I'm touching on you, oh yeah. Put your body on me. My hands are on your shoulder. Let's finish what we started. I can't wait to touch your body. I can't wait to touch your body. We ain't gotta tell nobody. I can't wait to touch your body.
Love how you sleep. Spin around, arch your back for me. Storm is coming around, let it rain on me. Moaning loud, say I'm daddy. Exhale now, like with me. Feel me go deep, ooh, ah. Both our bodies, ooh, side. Love the Kama Sutra.
When I'm touching on you, oh yeah. Put your body on me. My hands are on your shoulder. Let's finish what we started. I can't wait to touch your body. I can't wait to touch your body. We ain't gotta tell nobody. I can't wait to touch your body.
All right, you're listening to Breaking News, absolutely breaking the news with Harry, aka The Brave. All right, let's jump into it. All right, this from the Gateway Pundit. Actually, there's a Gateway Pundit covering an article from the Yale University newspaper, right? So, Yale University newspaper editor urges students to spy on white male classmates to be able to ruin their careers in the future. Interesting. I tell you, this society is... Okay, so Yale Daily News opinion editor has published an op-ed urging students to spy on their white male classmates so that they're able to ruin their careers in the future. Mark Davis' article titled Evil Banal is filled with racist rhetoric towards her white male peers. Everyone knows a white boy with shiny brown hair and saccharine smile that conceals his great ambitions. He could be a grand strategy. He could be in a grand strategy or the Yale Political Union. Maybe he's the editor-in-chief of the news. He takes his classes, he networks, and when it comes time for graduation, he wins all the awards. The article begins. One day I'll turn on the television, or who knows, maybe televisions will be obsolete by this point, and I'll see him sitting down from his Senate confirmation here. Sitting down for his Senate confirmation hearing. Yes, he'll be a bit older, with tiny wrinkles sprouting at the corners of his eyes and a couple of gray hairs jutting out of the top of his widow's peak. But that smile, that characteristic saccharine smile, will remain the same, she continued. Okay, so hold on. Let me scroll down. Davis Marks, or Marks Davis, I guess. She has two first names. Continues on to say in the future she will be watching that white boy, who by then will be a white man. On CNN, she explains that she will remember a racist remark that he said, an unintentional utterance that he made when he had one drink too many at a frat party during sophomore year. I'll recall a message that he accidentally left open on a computer when he forgot to log out of iMessage, where he likened a woman's body to a particularly large animal. I'll kick myself for forgetting to screenshot the evidence. So, I feel bad for this person. I actually do feel bad for this person. So, her goal in life is to get white people in the future, to ruin their careers in the future. And I'm sure, look, they published it, right? So somebody agreed with it. Somebody agreed with it. This is the thing that it's so sad living in this generation of crybabies or snowflakes, whatever people call it now. But it's just to intentionally want to hurt people in the future, right? To actually look at people's open, their open computer to see if they have something that you could use against them in the future. This is a sad person. This is a sad individual. And I kind of feel bad for you. All right, let's move on. All right, this is from this is chicksontheright.com, right? Watch how differently Ocasio-Cortez responds to Fairfax allegations versus those against Kavanaugh. Now, this is Fairfax is the lieutenant governor of Virginia. So let's see the reaction. I haven't seen this. Let me rewind that real quick.
We're on our way to the floor for votes.
It won't take too long. I just wanted to ask you, Congresswoman, I just wanted to ask if you think that the accuser of Lieutenant Governor Fairfax should be believed. I didn't quite catch the end. I'm sorry about that.
I said I look forward to looking into the scenario, but I haven't heard anything about this quite yet.
So she hasn't looked at it at all. She said, I haven't looked at it at all. I haven't looked at it. She was speaking broken English, so, and then they, intentionally wrote it the way she said it. Haven't looked at all into the situation. So, yeah, but she shouldn't have to look into the situation, right? The accuser of Lieutenant Governor Fairfax is to be believed. I don't understand what it is that she's waiting to find, right? So she wants to look further into the situation. What situation? A woman made an accusation. It has to be believed. I don't understand what's going on with the Democrats. They either believe in what they've been saying or they don't believe in anything at all. But I guess that's what it is. And here goes this. I'm going to read a story from ABC News. This is what's masquerading as news these days. So this is from ABC News. Donald Trump Jr. calls father's tweet about Senator Elizabeth Warren savage in social media post. So, well, they changed the heading from that one. Donald Trump Jr. called a tweet by his father about Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren savage in a social media post Saturday. Warren officially announced her run for president on Saturday, which drew a tweet from President Trump that referred to the Massachusetts senator as Pocahontas, which is something he's been doing for the last few years, right? And then they really did change the heading on this by the time I got to it. It's interesting. So he called the Pocahontas. He also added, "See you on the campaign trail, Liz." It's unclear. This is what, because the heading of the article before I started the show was Donald Trump Jr. laughs at father's racist tweet. Okay, so that's what they said, because he said, "See you on the trail, Liz," and he capitalized trail. Right? It's unclear why he capitalized trail. This is ABC News, right? Some speculated online afterward that it could have referred to the Trail of Tears. Right? The Trail of Tears was a forced relocation of the Cherokee, Chickasaw, and Choctaw and Muskogee and Seminole tribes in the wake of the Indian Removal Act of 1830. Tens of thousands of Native Americans were removed from their lands and forced to march to Oklahoma, with thousands dying as a result. Right? ABC News reached out to comment from the White House on the apparent reference, but did not receive a response. So this is what they're now masquerading as news. So Trump tells us, "See you on the campaign trail, Liz," and they have to make the connection to the Trail of Tears. Now, first off, they've called Trump senile. They've called him an idiot. They've called him mentally challenged. But he is brilliant enough to reference a horrible historic thing to Elizabeth Warren, who is not a Native American. So why would he be referring to that as an insult to her? But here's the thing. So you have to make, you literally have to make your brain do mental gymnastics. Twist yourself in a pretzel to get to the point where now they're referencing the Trail of Tears as an insult to Elizabeth Warren, who is the one who has actually taken advantage of the Native American people. But this is what's masquerading as news now. So they make the suggestion, they throw it out there, and the sheep run with it. Because if ABC News referenced it, it's probably true. See, that's the problem with the media these days. That's classic fake news. This is classic fake news. This is exactly why Trump doesn't respect the media. Okay, let's move on. So this took forever in coming, right? This is a story from the Washington Times. So this really took forever in coming through, right? Nancy Pelosi, Democratic leadership condemns Ilhan Omar for anti-Semitic tweets. She's been doing this forever. Long before she was sent to Congress. Yeah, they nominated an anti-Semitic person to Congress. And these are the people who are running the women's movement and everything. And the Democrats have had all this bad behavior in their party. And they like to point fingers outside of their party when they got plenty of these people in their party. Right? So, Democratic leadership condemned Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota on Monday for posting anti-Semitic tweets over the weekend. So, she made a reference. That's all this article says. But she made a reference to, the Jews controlling the money and all of this stuff. So, This is part of who the Democrats are, and they got plenty of these people in their party. Okay, you have the Congressional Black Caucus who refuses to condemn Louis Farrakhan, right? So you have plenty of these people. You have Keith Ellison, who has been, has hung out with Louis Farrakhan and is part of that group, and has said plenty of anti-Semitic things himself, and who recently was accused of beating his ex-girlfriend, and nobody did anything. The Democrats always point outside the party. If you want to know exactly what the Democrats are doing, just look at the accusations that they're accusing you of, right? Just look at the accusations. Because if they're accusing anyone on the right of doing something, it's because they've done it or they're in the process of doing it. All right, let's move on. Trying to get as many stories as possible. This is from The Hill. The case of Russia collusion against the Democrats. With Republicans on both House and Senate investigative committees having found no evidence of Donald Trump being guilty of Democrat-inspired allegations of Russian collusion, it is worth revisiting one anecdote that escaped significant attention during the hysteria, but continues to have U.S. security implications. As Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton worked with Russian leaders, including Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and then President Dmitry Medvedev. Okay, this thing just updated on its own. Dmitry Medvedev to create U.S. technology partnerships with Moscow's version of Silicon Valley, a sprawling high-tech campus known as Skolkovo. Clinton's handprint was everywhere on the 2009-2010 project, the tip of the diplomatic spear to reboot U.S.-Russian relations after years of hostility prompted by Vladimir Putin's military action against the former Soviet Republic and now U.S. ally Georgia. A donor to the Clinton Foundation, Russian oligarch Viktor Venkelsberg led the Russian side of the effort, and several American donors to the Clinton charity got involved. Clinton's State Department facilitated U.S. companies working with the Russian project, and she personally invited Medvedev to visit Silicon Valley. The collaboration occurred at the exact same time Bill Clinton made his now infamous trip to Russia to pick up a jaw-dropping $500,000 check for a single speech. And there you go. You see, this happened all under the Obama administration. Now, you heard all of this, right? Hillary Clinton went and made deals with the Russians, created their own Silicon Valley, and they weren't colluding with the Russians. And at that same time period, we pulled our missiles. The missiles that we had in Poland that George Bush was setting up in Poland, Obama abandoned it to make Putin happy, right? And then a few years after this deal, Hillary Clinton does another deal with Russia to sell them 20% of our uranium. Our uranium, the material needed to create nuclear bombs, material that we have a problem with, that we have a problem retaining or getting. Our own cells, the United States. And we were giving 20% of our uranium to the Russians through Hillary Clinton and the Obamas. Not the Obamas, Barack Obama. And everybody's looking at Trump for collusion because his son met a Russian that said that she had dirt on Hillary Clinton. Maybe she was talking about this because the media wasn't reporting it. This is from thehill.com. You can find it at thehill.com, written by John Solomon. So there you go. All right, I'm going to take a quick break and be right back to close my show. You're listening to Breaking News, absolutely breaking the news.
Yeah. I let a man said in my city they don't show no love. They don't show no love. Said in my city they don't show no love. In my city they don't show no love. You might fuck around and get stuck. We some young wild niggas from the cut. We just get the bag and go dumb. Said in my city they don't show no love. Hartford to the Haven, what's up? We just some young wild niggas from the cut. We just get the bag and go dumb. In my city, they don't show no love. Used to smoking backwoods, but for this I need a Dutch. Niggas in my hood like shooting shit up. Get caught on the wrong side of town, you tough. I just hit my plug, 3 bags for the dub. A stain just caught me and I ain't picking up. I pull up to the darty, dumb and out. Standing on the table, 60 ounce of Bacardi. Bad babs from the heart, put that ass up on me. I'm worth a couple bands, you could probably pawn me. I'm out later, man, yeah, you probably saw me with $1,000 cam, take a picture of your shorty. I go dumb, I go crazy. I swing my arms like I'm lazy. Eyes low cause I go everywhere faded. Everywhere I go, I swear everyone hating. Cause in my city they don't show no love.
Alright. You're listening to Breaking News with Harry, aka The Brave, on WNHHLP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio. Alright, I gotta get to this article. I've been trying to get to it since last week. And I keep forgetting to get to it. Let's get to it. Alright, this is from Vox. Stacey Abrams' new essay on identity politics reveals why she's a rising star. Of course, this is written with a Democrat lean, right? So, the former Georgia gubernatorial candidate took an elite journal to make the case for identity politics. What she wrote matters. Former Georgia gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams delivered the Democratic response to Trump's State of the Union on Tuesday and did an impressive job. State of the Union speeches are typically boring and afterthoughts. Abrams showed why so many in the Democratic Party see her as a rising star. But what does Abrams really stand for, and what does she really think? To get a sense, it's worth reading an essay by her published last Friday defending one of the most controversial ideas in American public life, identity politics. And I'm going to go to that. Where is the article? In Foreign Affairs. Let's see if the link is there. Okay, there it goes. Let me increase that. E pluribus unum, whatever that is. All right. The fight over identity politics. Identity politics strengthens democracy. Recent political upheavals have reinvigorated a long-running debate about the role of identity in American politics, and especially American elections. Electoral politics have long been a lagging indicator of social change for hundreds of years. The electorate was limited by the laws that explicitly deprived women, African Americans, and other groups to the right to vote. Efforts to deny voting rights and suppress voter turnout continue today in less overt forms, but with the same ill intent. When marginalized groups finally gained access to the ballot, it took time for them to organize around opposition to the specific forms of discrimination and mistreatment that continue to plague them. All right. I'm out of time. Go read it. And they are celebrating the dividing us, right? So, of course, when you're talking about coming out of slavery and then civil rights, women's rights, the right to vote. Of course, you're fighting for certain groups, right? But now to deal in just identity politics is ruining our country, because you're dealing in tribalism that separates us by groups. Okay? And when you're dealing with stuff like that, then you become tribal and you only protect your group. And that's what's happening all over America right now. I got to get out of here. You've been listening to Breaking News with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave. Like I said, I got to get out of here.
So you're a philosopher?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Hi, this is Steph, and you're listening to WNHHLP
I think very
103.5 FM, broadcasting from New Haven, Connecticut.
I think very deeply.
All right, people. See ya.
I think very deeply.
In about 4 seconds.